So welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do another video on this Ram 3500 Bighorn dually. It's regular cab. Now I did a walk around on this truck, and today I'm going to go over what max tow is and a couple of misconceptions I get when people write comments to me or email me. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now the first misconception that I hear a lot on is people think that when you get max tow, it somehow increases like your towing capacity, your payload capacity to a higher number. And that's not really true. I think the way you have to look at the max tow package is that this package is specifically a handling package and power package. So in terms of it really increasing your payload, no, it doesn't do that. And in terms of it increasing your towing capacity, that's kind of true, and here's why. If you want to increase your towing capacity, the way you do that with the manufacturer is by getting lower gearing on this axle back here. So for example, this truck would come standard with a 373 axle. Now the max tow package does have an availability for the 410, right? So in reality, that's how you increase your towing capacity. But here's the deal, you do not have to get the max tow in order to get the 410. And that's what kind of solidifies my point, which is you don't necessarily have to get the max tow package in order to get max towing capacity, because some of the things do come as a standalone option with that package. But to better understand this package a little bit better, let's take a look at it. If you scroll down to where it says packages, you'll see the max tow right here. And then here's going to be everything that comes in that max tow package right here. Now, as you guys just saw, that max tow package was not cheap. It's $3,695. So if you do need some of the things that I listed in there, which I'm going to show you on the truck really quickly, then yeah, it's a good option. So I'm going to go back online and I'm going to show you guys a few other things you have to purchase in order to get this package, okay? Now, if you take a look at the net price here, this is the price with one option, which is just the paint color and destination at $1,795. It gives you a total of $45,325. If you scroll down and click on the max tow package, as I mentioned earlier, $3,695 is that package, and here's everything else you have to get. So you can see on the side here, the price went up to $62,710. That's a big price jump, isn't it? So you have the high output Cummins, you have the Eisen transmission that you have to get in order to get max tow, you have dual rear wheels, and it does upgrade your gross fuel weight rating to 14,000 pounds, and it upgrades, as I mentioned earlier, that axle ratio. So as you guys can see, you have to spend basically $17,385 to get the max tow. Now, is the max tow worth it? Absolutely. Let's go under the hood here real quickly. In order to get the max tow package, you have to get the high output Cummins. Now, don't get me wrong, I think this is one of the best options to get with a Ram 3500. But if you're not towing often, max tow may not be what you need, because unless you're towing something really heavy, obviously. If you're towing, 30,000 pounds plus, I probably would consider just step into this powertrain, because this does have the Eisen transmission. So if you get the high output Cummins, it's going to have 420 horsepower, 1,075 pound-feet of torque, and it's mated to the 6-speed Eisen. The Eisen is a really good transmission. It's made in Japan, and it has really good reliability. Ram's been using it for a long time. Now, if you get the standard Cummins, you do get less power, and you get the 68 RP transmission, which isn't really truly a transmission people say you don't want to tow with a lot. However, I beg to differ. I think either way you go, reliability is there if you maintain it, but you would not get max tow with that engine, right? But you can still get a 410 rear end. So let me show you the towing capacity numbers for both trucks. That way you have a better understanding of what you're losing in terms of towing capacity. When you consider the capacity for the standard output Cummins, it's nothing really to shy away from, because most people are not even getting to this number. I think on average, people are probably 16,000 pounds with their fifth wheels or less. Now, as far as the towing capacity goes for the high output Eisen, I mean, this is just this is a big number. I mean, there's no way you can find a trailer that you can't really tow with this truck. I mean, unless you're doing some heavy duty commercial lifting, but for the most part, a lot of people could do pretty much anything they need with just a standard output Cummins with the 410. Now these trucks both have the 410 listed. Now I'm going to show you what it's like if you lose that 410. And again, it's not that bad actually. If you scroll down the Bighorn, you're going to have a few more trucks here, but you have this one for your standard output Cummins. We're going to drop down to 373. Now notice one thing too, I didn't show it to you earlier, but you see this right here? So your payload capacity does go down when you get the high output Cummins, because the Eisen does weigh more than the 68 RFE. So even with the lower axle ratio, you still have a good amount of towing capacity. You only lose about a couple thousand pounds or so in that ballpark. Now, one thing I did not mention earlier is you cannot get max tow package with a single rear wheel. And it makes perfect sense, because if you think about it, this is the best of the best when it comes down to towing. So you have the stability that you need towing heavy, and you have the power you need too. So I think that even though people would like to see a max tow package on the Ram trucks for like the single rear wheels, I don't think that is necessary because of this option here. Like, in order to get more towing capacity, you have to increase your axle ratio. But at some point you have to ask yourself a question. Having that much weight, because when you start adding weight to those rear tires, you start to really get close to your tire capacity. You could even start getting close to your axle capacity. So that's another reason why the Dually has max tow, because they do increase the gross axle weight rating in the rear from 7,000 pounds on a single rear wheel to 9,750 pounds. And if you look out back, the brakes are actually slightly larger too with this truck. Now obviously you still get these brakes, you still get an axle ratio with a non-max tow capacity truck. But I wanted to just make that aware to you that that's why they don't offer the max tow package on a single rear wheel truck, because you don't get these type of features. In the last video I mentioned that I wish that Ram would have made this seat available with like a latch that you can pull it forward. That way you can get behind the seat quicker, but all you have to do is just come on the passenger side and you can pretty much get access to just about everything back here. But let's go over the last three things in that package, and that will pretty much effectively end this video. Alright guys, so here's the second thing that you get in this max tow package, which is the DOT certified roadside safety kit. I am going to go online and show this to you only because I don't want to open this since it's a new truck. So like I said, we'll just go online so I can show it to you. This is really heavy. Like, this probably weighs like 10 pounds, so it might be worth the extra bucks if you want to get it. Here's everything that comes in that DOT certified roadside safety kit. I mean, the only thing that I see that's of real value is maybe the fire extinguisher in the bag. But I mean, everything else, I mean, spare fuses, 2 red vinyl flags, and 3 reflecting triangles. I mean, I guess those things are good to have, but the only things I really see of value are these 2 things here. Next one is going to be the air suspension, and we're going to go over this really quickly. So if you step in, right, and if you go to controls, you hit bed lowering, watch what happens. I can never seem to get this system to work personally, guys. They do have a button down below called alternate trailer height. This system works better when you have a trailer. I feel like once you start towing with this truck, I feel like the system works better. But this air suspension does come as part of an item in the max tow package, all right? The last 2 items in that package is going to be the 5th wheel prep package, and you also have a 30K 5th wheel hitch. Now with the 5th wheel prep package, you do get the puck system that you see here, and you do get the plugs on the side. Typically it's a 4 and a 7 pin, but as you can see, these are the upgraded plugs. So if you have a camera system, they will plug into this, okay? But because this is the max tow package, you have the most robust hitch that you can get inside the puck system available from the factory. So I think that this package is really cool. However, the 5 things that I mentioned to you, you can get as a standalone from Ram. So basically, you can skip this package and get everything that you want. Like for me, I would skip the 5th wheel hitch, and I would probably skip this puck system on my next Ram truck because I may just get the turnover ball. Nothing wrong with this system. I just would like to have like an offset ball if I get another short bed truck. But if I were to get a long bed, I would definitely get this prep package because I would need that item. But I would definitely get the air suspension too. So those are really the only 2 things that I like that this truck has: the air suspension and the puck system. Obviously the 410 can be had without that max tow package, which means that would give you max tow without having to spend $3,695. And a 410 axle ratio is like $145, I believe. So if I'm wrong, I'll put it here in the video. But that will effectively finish this off. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful. I feel as though that if you want to buy a max tow truck, you should just get a dually. I think that if you're towing, closer to 16,000 plus pounds, you should at least be considering this truck, in my opinion, just because there's just a lot more safety and peace of mind with this setup. But thank you again. Thanks for your time, and I'll see you guys in the next video.